And when I was a kid, for example, children's television was only on for 2 hours a day. That was it. Um, Whereas now it's wall-to-wall children's television of the most pathetic type, which is extremely, it just dumbs you down. So to go back to what you're talking about, to me and people older than me, who I have huge respect for the times they lived in, because they lived in times when there was no electricity or no gas or no water, and they got on and it was fine. And I've read books from the 1930s where they're villages, and they're saying, "Oh, there's this thing, electricity. Don't know if we want that electric green here, or the lighting. These bulbs are too bright. I want these sort of little what were they like, petrol lamps, or well, not petrol, or oil lamps."
Oil lamps, yeah.
And so change came in very slowly, but change has been so fast in the last 30 years. And here we are, ready with kids, ready to put chips in their head or in their arms, sacrificing everything with no knowledge of what real freedom used to be. I mean, not that we were free. We still had a debt-based society with fiat money and things like that, and people working all hours in order to pay the bills. But when I was a kid, mum stayed at home and dad went to work. How often is that now? Parents have to, have many jobs, both of them, and the kids are sort of latchkey kids with TV dinners, and society has been destroyed, but deliberately. It's not just, progression has taken us there. It's been deliberately destroyed. And it's only recently that I've looked back and realized what's going on. And my generation have switched onto it far more, of course, than the younger generation, who have not seen the change as rapid because they're just used to that's life. It just changes. We throw this away. We buy something new. So, yeah, that's an insight a little bit, I hope, into what it was like.
Yeah, I mean, there's, even when I think back to my childhood, and that wasn't that long ago, really, in the grand scheme of things. I'm 28 now, and I think about how different things are now compared to 20 years ago. 20 years ago, because my childhood was very similar, I suppose, in many ways to yours. It wasn't that different because my generation. So I was born in '95, and that was sort of the last. We were the last children, I'd say, that didn't have technology, because smartphones and laptops and that kind of thing, that came a little bit later on. But I had a childhood where, I was in the street, I was up the road, I was in the woods, building dens, all those. That's what we did. It was exploring your environment. And that was pretty normal. And now that has completely gone. Gone are the days now where you see children out in the street playing football, playing Kirby, or whatever the game was. Because there's this, these whole narratives now that the world is too dangerous. We're living in different times, and it's really sad. And that's why I'm trying to, in many ways, preserve your generation's view and perception of the world, because life is a perception game. This is what I've learned over the last sort of 8 years or so. When I originally woke up to what game we're in, because life is a game, and you need to learn the rules of the game, or at least what rules are being used, and play the game. Otherwise, you're going to end up being played yourself.